Hi Scorpio, hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general messages for the first week of April. I want to thank you guys so much for all of your well wishes and your patience. Well wishes regarding my mother-in-law's passing. I deeply appreciate each and every one of you. You're just the nicest bunch, honestly. Let's get into this reading. Remember, these are general messages. Take what resonates, throw out the rest. You want to check your rising sun, moon sign, and your Venus sign to get the fullest messages, right? If you can. All right, don't try to make it fit if it doesn't fit. If it's not your reading this time, maybe we get you next time. We're going to start off with career though first. Career / money. So this could have to do with either a job, some sort of insurance payout, legal settlement, inheritance, the sale or the selling or the purchasing of a home, anything where there's money involved in the situation. So there's this idea of needing to be flexible regarding a particular situation right now. So we have a lot of heavy action going on in your 6th house this week, Scorpio. Just kind of this month as well. I mean, it's the 3rd, April 3rd into the 4th, depending on where you live. Okay, Mercury is entering into Aries, and Mercury is all about communication, and it's about problem solving, right? And in Aries, it's like really wanting to be heard, wanting take charge kind of energy. You want to make sure that you are assertive and not aggressive, having to do with the 6th house energies. There's a lot of focus there, because you're going to have in that 6th house, Mercury in Aries with the Sun, Venus, and Chiron. Chiron's all about healing. Venus has to do with money. It's one of the money energies. It has to do with love and self-esteem as well, and how good do you feel being in something. Wherever the sun is shining, whatever house it's shining in for us, that's where the focus is. So the focus for you is going to be 6th house matters. And then again, you have Mercury in Aries in there. So the 6th house is the house of problems and solving problems. It's also your mental, physical, and emotional health. It's your day-to-day work environment, who you work with and for, your daily experience, just in general. Show the world the real you, full moon in Aquarius. You know, I really like this. I like the Aquarius energy. This is kind of full moon. You know, full moon really shines a light on things in Aquarius. We have Aquarius for you is hanging out in your 4th house of home. So things coming to light, showing the world the real you, but I'm also getting this energy of something happening with the home, having to do with the home, either the purchase of a home, selling of a home, or something to do with mother. Right, 4th house is Cancer. It's ruled by the moon. The moon is Luna. That represents mother. There could be a lot of light shown on maybe your early childhood experience. There could be some sort of culmination or something coming to rising to the surface, having to do with that, and that can certainly, you know, the fact that it's in your 4th house energy. If the money situation that you're dealing with has to do with any sort of purchasing of a home, selling of a home, anything like that, property, I feel like this is a very particularly relevant message for you. But regardless, there is this idea of show the world the real you, be very straightforward. That's what Mercury in Aries is all about. Mercury in Aries is all about just, you know, being a straight shooter, not cloaking anything, and a lot of rhetoric and a lot of you know, sugar and spice and all of that, just getting straight to the point, but at the same time be flexible, because there's a big difference between being you know, assertive in something and aggressive, and we have to be very careful to temper that when Mercury is in Aries, rather, particularly with so many heavy energies in there. This could really be very, very beneficial for you, for sure. Some very good work conversations, really good negotiation type of energies here. Now, there is going to be a square between this energy and your house of belief system and your house of negotiating, but it's a good tension. We need squares sometimes in order for us to be able to move things forward. If things were not tense, we wouldn't be able to actually make things happen. And we also have this this tension between that 6th house and 3rd house, right? Learning something new, a different approach in order to solve a particular problem when it comes to something having to do with money, okay? 3rd house is also siblings and extended family. So there might be some tense communication having to do with family members regarding some sort of financial situation. So that would be particularly relevant, obviously, if there's some sort of inheritance situation or if there's a family business involved, anything like that, obviously. So we have coming into this energy, we have the sun. And so the sun is about really having everything that you need. And this is indicative of a turning point, right? In numerology, this is connected to the wheel, and the wheel is all about a turning point. So this is about success. You know, I really like it. This is also good health. Now, this could be, you know, in the recent past here. So this could be, what is the sun? The sun is about being in a healthier space, a better mindset. So if you've been very sick, or if you've been experiencing some sort of illness, it getting better. If somebody was in a very compromised health situation that's close to you, them being either better or being in a better place right now. Okay, so that is the sun energy here, but it is about really success and this position that you're being in through which you can make more money. Okay, where you're getting some sort of deserved acknowledgement of something that you did. And I give different interpretations of the sun energy when I get it, because it's one of the most powerful major arcana cards. It's not going to just simply focus on this. So this would straight out of the gate, I'm sensing something having to do with particularly for some sort of inheritance or something like that. Is very relevant here as well. So we have the strength energy, and it's being crossed by the 3 of coins. So the strength is Leo energy. This is indicative of something needing to be balanced out, right? So this could be tensions at work, or tensions having something to do with some sort of financial situation because of ego. It's going to be resolved, but there has to be a lot of empathy exercised here. That's the thing, right? We have the strength is also the 5th house energy, having to do with creativity. It also represents your children. So there could be some sort of situation going on where your children are connected to some sort of financial consideration, at least, that you're looking to take on or see through. But it's about really needing to soothe somebody's ego also, so that their mind can open up to different options. And we have this idea of flexible, right? Which is going to be very necessary here. But we have this being crossed by the 3 of coins. And the 3 of coins is about this idea of collaborating, right? I always call this the architect card. It's, first of all, for many of you, this is going to be rewarding work, allowing your talents to shine, right? Very successful launch. For others of you, this could be about a home improvement or a sale of a home. You want to be careful, though, of people around you maybe being jealous of something right now. I'm getting this, of any positive experiences in your life right now. You know, detractors should only make you stronger, right? But anyway, even if you're going through a great period, you know, there's always an ebb and flow in life, right? But a lot of times, jellyfish people, they don't like to recognize that. With a lot of times, with good comes something challenging on the other side of it, or maybe led up to this. So I do see there being this idea of somebody's ego needs to be like calmed down in order for there to be some sort of successful collaborative and I guess effort. I want to call it an effort, but some sort of I feel like I'm just feeling like there's got to be a coming together of minds here. I feel like it's just more than you. It's very interesting. We have the Princess of Wands as the crowning energy. So this is really about just express yourself. Very important. Good news coming in. Any project that requires any negotiations, this is a really busy time for you, having to do with either work or working out some sort of finances here. This can bring in a new offer. And the thing is with this energy, like the status or the amount of something might not seem as high or as great as you maybe initially thought or would like or expect. It can still appeal to you in theory. You just want to make sure that you read the fine print before signing or agreeing to anything in this energy, you know, particularly if you're dealing with obviously any sort of real estate, any kind of contract, anything like that. It's still good. It just may not be what you initially thought, you know, it would be. So we have the 7 of Wands as the foundation energy. So obstacles, right? But you have the resilience to overcome whatever challenges you're dealing with. Success is right there. Morality and your personal philosophy is going to be really, really important to you right now, for sure. And I get that, right? Because the sixth house energy that we've been talking about, this Mercury in Aries with the Sun, Venus, and Chiron, which is all about healing, is going to be squaring this ninth house, right, of belief systems, your morality, your personal philosophy. So there's going to be some tension there between, like, some situation is going on that you're needing to problem solve, really, right now, having to do with this area of your life. Now, you right now, you're the devil energy. So the devil does indicate to me that you're going through a period of imbalance right now, Scorpio. So this can, the devil is anything from addiction. It could be. I never just paint it into being that, because it's about so much more than that. But this is you right now. So you might be experiencing some sort of like unfair contract, some sort of career that's very unsatisfying, a domineering boss, or just be in a very toxic work environment. But you stay, or you deal with the situation because you feel financially trapped, but it's making you feel very imbalanced. You're not feeling very good about something. And that's all the devil is. The devil is about feeling shackled to a situation that doesn't really allow for you to feel very balanced. You might be feeling very strongly right now that you want to be kind of more in control of something, but you're not, because it's like there are other hands at play in the situation, and it's not making you feel very comfortable. Okay? But keep in mind too, the devil is also Capricorn, and Capricorn is the landlord of the 10th house of career. So you may be very focused on work, but your public reputation, your standing in the world, whatever it is, but you recognizing that something is a little left of center, having to go, that's going on here. So we have the external energy that's impacting you. It's external to you though, right? So this is not you, this is somebody else. And King of Coins energy, I'm feeling like you are dealing with somebody who is a nice enough person, but has no patience, for anyone looking to take what's theirs. So you may be trying to negotiate with somebody who is being very strict on what they're willing to give and strict with what they're willing to not give. This could have to do with negotiating with somebody who has a very crystal clear vision of how they want something to roll out, and they're going to be the one lacking flexibility. You're going to be very confused, though, regarding this situation. We have the Seven of Cups as your challenge, and this is about choices and confusion and commitment issues, not sure what's real, what's not real, and this is... Seven of Cups energy also can just be, at the end of the day, you being able to... You feeling very challenged by the confusion and feeling very challenged by the not knowing what's on the other side of something, so you step away. And in your stepping away, you're able to find clarity. But it's only through the stepping away and looking at the big picture. And the illusion of something ends. And you remember when I was, discussing about how something may not be quite as fabulous as you thought initially. So the illusion of something ending, and you just kind of taking a step back, taking a broader view of the situation. This is happening very internally, though. It's a very introspective energy, the Seven of Cups. It's confusing energy. So you may feel very, and which is understandable, right, with you as the devil. Because there's some sort of, I feel like you may be dealing with somebody who's just very imbalanced, and that's kind of throwing you off as well. We have in the near future, we have the Five of Wands. So, the Five of Wands is competitions, battle of the wills, lack of agreement, strong opinions, fighting to be heard. Could be, pay close attention if you're signing any kind of documents, anything like that right now, for sure. Now we have as the final outcome energy, the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords is a card of pain. This is betrayal. Feeling depressed about something even, okay? But the doubt that you might have been feeling up to this point ends up clearing up, and all you could do is face the reality of a situation. Again, any confusion is gone. Now you're going to be in a position where you're going to be able to begin to move on from something that didn't work out, or didn't work out the way that you thought it was originally going to work out. You know? Yeah. 8 of Wands. So 8 of Wands is, good news coming in. Lots of busy communication. This is great if you've been feeling held back or stuck waiting for a decision. Good news for growth coming in. So I feel like something is going to be working out for you. I do feel like that, particularly with the 8 of Wands is one of the best minor arcanas, but it's not going to be without a lot of drama, a lot of stuff, having to deal with whatever situation is going on. Yeah, so that's what I got for the career portion, money portion, real estate, whatever the heck it is, right? That's going on, inheritance, or maybe even like retirement, anything where there's money exchanged. Let's go into relationship now. Relationship for our Scorpio friends. Now you do have Uranus and Taurus, which is surprises in Taurus in that 7th house. Something unexpected having to do with partnership, but we could certainly say relationship. And then Neptune and Pisces, this could just indicate, well, first of all, you can have a lack of clarity about something that's going on with your children. I do want to just say that, but it could also be just, you might just have a big question mark over your head about romance. Like, I have no idea. Neptune rules Pisces, right? And it's right now, it's in your 5th house of romance and falling in love and love affairs. You're like, I have no idea. But I do want to mention something, and this is relevant for both the money and the career energies that we're reading. You have Mars and the North Node in Gemini in your 8th house. And the 8th house, on the one hand, is a money house where it has to do with your partner's money, blending money with your partner, and money that comes to you from sources other than the work that you do. So it would be an inheritance, an insurance payout, a divorce settlement, stock market, purchase of a home, anything like that where the money is so that's 8th house energy. Something very destiny driven is happening here. Whenever the North Node passes one of the houses, it kicks off, it sort of activates this very destiny driven energy. Either you're meeting a person that's going to play an important role there, or a situation is going to be crossing you that's very destiny driven. Okay, so on the one hand it's that, on the other hand it's also how you show up as a we in a relationship. So it has to do with the intimacy that you share with the partner, the money that you share with the partner, the communication that you share with the partner. 8th house is a big house. It's about endings and beginnings. It has to do with karma. It has to do with obsessions. It happens to be your home, Scorpio. It's where you reside, right? You are the landlord of the 8th house. So lots of powerful energy there. Having Mars in Gemini, hanging with the North Node in that house is a lot of restlessness, but there's also something that's very destiny driven about some sort of circumstance that's happening to you right now in that house. So let's see what we have. We have the King of Swords. We have the 10 of Cups. 9 of Wands in reverse. High Priestess. Oh, we have the Star. Not surprised that we got the Star. Not surprised. Again, this is like you are destined to be with somebody, Scorpio. So if you're single, it's time to find a soulmate. Relationships in your life generally at this time are going to be calm, just generally speaking. But there's an element of guidance here, of hope, a change for the better after a difficult time. And this is coming into this energy for you. You're just very strongly feeling like either there's an energy that you certainly belong with, or you just being in a better space now than, after a difficult time, a challenging time. So we have the King of Swords, and this is being crossed by the 10 of Cups. So the King of Swords is very focused on the mind rather than the heart, and taking charge of your circumstances right now. But then we have this idea of the 10 of Cups energy. So I feel like you're kind of like I don't know, it's almost like I'm almost feeling like you're of two minds when it comes to something regarding a relationship. Because the Ten of Cups is a great energy. I mean, it's family contentment, it's benefits of security, great time for family partnerships. What you've been working hard on is finally going to come together, having to do with romance, with family, with relationship. But this is crossing it. So, now it could be this kind of thing where you're very, very focused on bringing this Ten of Cups to fruition, and you're trying to be very pragmatic with how you can actually make sure that ends up happening. So we have the Nine of Wands as your crowning energy. So the Nine of Wands right now is about, having faith, isolation ending, you not being lonely. But there can be, the thing is with the Nine of Wands, there can be, in the reverse, there can be an element of paranoia. You may be questioning somebody's intentions regarding your relationship, regarding their desire to be in relationship. But I do feel like the Nine of Wands is a nicer energy, certainly nicer than in the upright, because this is about having a lot of strong faith in something and not being lonely anymore. But at the same time, it's this insidious sort of feeling like, I wonder what their MO is, like what, why are they really in this? What's the real deal kind of thing? Maybe because they just want to be with you. We have the High Priestess as the foundation energy, beautiful internal energy. This is intuition, but this is also secrets. So Scorpio, you might be thinking and feeling something internally that you're not sharing. Some of you may be single, or you and your partner are keeping a part of your life secret from others in your life. Maybe everyone knows about your relationship, but something very secretive is going on right within your personal relationship that nobody else knows about. You haven't shared it with anybody. Or this could be maybe you're carrying on some sort of affair. Not judging, just saying. The High Priestess could certainly be that. But it's like you're feeling something very intuitively, and you're in the space of keeping everything to yourself. And quite honestly, you should right now. You just should. I mean, because remember, this is the moon energy, and the moon is very changeable, right? It changes every couple of days, the moon, right? So what you feel today, you may not feel in a few days, or you may feel like there's an ebb and flow to your emotions right now regarding a relationship. So just be very patient with yourself and wait until things settle up. Things are going to become very clear. And there's nothing wrong with listening to your intuition, guys. But as I always say, in the moon energy, the moon is also the ruler of the fourth house, and that's the house of the stories that we tell ourselves. So you want to just make sure that you're sticking within the realm of reality, and you're not creating narratives based in fear or what your past experiences have been, okay? Right now we have you're in the Ten of Wands in reverse energy, and this is you just taking a break and feeling lightened up finally, right? In relationship, there's a lighter vibe to the relationship for you. There is this element of feeling freer within the relationship, again, just sort of feeling freer. So for some of you, I mean, not everyone's going to resonate with this the same. Some of you may be in this space where you're stepping back from the relationship for a minute, right? To figure out, do some High Priestess work and figure out what it is that you really want. Others of you are just having a pretty good stretch. If you're in a long-term relationship and things were challenging, things just being a bit lighter right now for you. So we have the Seven of Coins. This is external to you, that's impacting you. And this is somebody working really hard. Somebody who's been on the relationship, somebody who's been very, very patient, right? And them not giving up on a situation. And this is impacting you. This is helping you to feel a bit lighter about things, even if it's only temporary. And we have the Wheel, which is interesting to have as a challenge energy, honestly, because here, this is about fate. This is, turning point right now, taking a chance on something. Now, some of you may be in a space where if you're in a relationship, or maybe even if you're not in a relationship, you're hearing from somebody from the past, and this ex-love interest or partner comes back, but you're in this space where you're thinking about the last go around, and do you think that connection had good enough bones to get back onto that ride again? especially those of you who are not attached. Those of you who are attached, you might be hearing from somebody from your past, and it might just be kind of confusing you, right? You might just be kind of confused by it. Not sure how you feel about it. Even if you're in a relationship, somebody might have resurfaced. So this is kind of like a block for you, right? But this could also indicate just feeling really in a rut for others of you, just stuck in a rut kind of thing, where you feel like things are, generally speaking, in the relationship not in your control, and you just feel like things are just not blessing the relationship. You may even feel like your relationship kind of has bad luck, for lack of a better term, and that's a challenge for you. But the very psychological card. This placement's always very psychological. So we have in the near future the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords does, indicate self-imposed limitations, feeling trapped, thinking things are never really going to improve, and then that creates anxiety. Right? And that gets in the way of your concentration because you're not feeling like you actually belong in a situation anymore. You're just not sure if it's the right thing. You're just really not sure. We have the Page of Swords, though, next. And this is about personification of air. So this is very useful information coming in. Yeah. Now, you might be dealing with an energy, though, that might be a little insensitive and very forthright with their words, but is ultimately on your side if this is your partner. But you're in this space where, even though you're a water sign, you're trying very, very hard to really just use your intelligence regarding a situation. You're trying to stay sort of very in the lines, having to do with some sort of situation here is what I'm saying. Very in the lines. Just pull a Moonology card for you. You're very close to achieving your goal, Gibbous Moon. So maybe something needs to be nurtured and cultivated before your relationship can reach this next level. So maybe there's something going on with children. I'm only saying because you have Neptune and Pisces there. Neptune, 5th house is children. There might be something that needs solidifying. Because it's soulmate, so soulmate energy. So yeah, I mean, we get the star energy with the soulmate. I just, definitely feeling like you certainly belong with somebody. That it's not just like an accident. You guys are meant to be together. And you feel this very strongly, even if it might be painful and confusing at times. Okay, let's see what we can find. Let's get some messages for them. With the Devil. They get the Devil too. King of Wands. Eight of Pentacles. Somebody may just be trying to figure you out right now, Scorpio. Figure you out. Figure out what is the best strategy in order to make this relationship work. That's very like the Eight of Pentacles. Eight is all about mastery, right? Pentacles is mental, physical, emotional connection, figuring out what's necessary, being very logical and diligent in their approach to the relationship. They're trying to be, very sort of like what makes sense, what doesn't make sense. So we have the situation right now. This whole line is the situation right now from their perspective. We have the Devil energy. So again, Devil is all about imbalance, right? So this could be a difficult relationship can be indicated here. Maybe if they think you're very controlling. They may be feeling like they need to deal with some sort of like lust over love situation, some sort of codependent patterning here. Maybe they feel like, I don't know, maybe they need to feel like they need to stay in the situation because of money, or they feel like somebody, maybe you or they are connected to somebody else that they're not able to cut ties with because of some sort of financial either arrangement or situation, right? That's that Devil energy, and this is being crossed though by the King of Wands, and the King of Wands is about being a free spirit, and that's about being shackled. All right, so this is very clear to me. We have shackled, and then we have I want to be free, right? And this is like them is really, really wanting to express themselves, really wanting to, Scorpio, I just feel like you're dealing with an energy who's like, all right, look, things aren't perfect. Okay. That's very much the King of Wands energy. King of Wands does focus on this idea of perfectionism, right? So, but I feel like either they think you're looking for something that's like perfect before somebody says yes to something, like before you say yes to something, or they might be struggling with that because of the imbalance that they're experiencing within the relationship. But it's this idea of perfectionism that's at play, where they feel like either they're not good enough, they're not perfect enough, or they feel that you think that about yourself. Does that make sense? But we have this crossing, this imbalanced energy. And this is sad to me, because this devil it's like shackled, and then the King of Wands just wants to be free. And then there's this idea of who's perfect, who's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Everybody's perfect in their lack of perfection. And I don't want to sound like a Hallmark card or anything, but keeping it real, that's reality, right? To try to achieve something that's perfect, we would all die very lonely people if that's what, you know what I mean? No. Justice energy is the crowning. Libra, 7th house. Libra, this is Justice energies. Libra is the landlord of the 7th house of relationships, of partnerships, ruled by Venus. So there's a real check-in here, checking in on the emotional needs. Are their emotional needs being met? Is there very much about, like, for them, balance and fairness are very important to look at right now, right? Because Venus really wants us to all feel good about being in something, right? She values equitable and loving situations for sure. So very, very focused on what's fair, what's not fair. And then as the foundation energy is the Page of Pentacles. And Page of Pentacles is really about being very hardworking and very reliable. Really very reliable in this energy. It does seem like that. At least that's their perspective of themselves. You might not agree, but this is a subjective read. But it does seem like they're focused on doing the right thing in the relationship. For their position as the King of Swords, they're very, very focused on their mind rather than their heart to take charge of the situation at hand. Because emotions are great, but you can't live on that, right? So this could be the kind of thing where it's like, okay, where's this relationship going? Are we gonna live together? Are we gonna move in, get married? Are we gonna have a baby? Are we going to, like, what are we doing? Kind of thing, right? That's kind of that energy. And then an external energy that's influencing them is the Two of Wands. And so this could be you, right? Could be. But it could just be this energy of, honestly, overall, this is just great opportunities, just being, coming towards them and them sensing this. But this is about making plans and moving forward. This is about partnership as well. But there are two aspects to a particular situation, and an external energy needs to figure out what's best. So this could certainly be you, Scorpio, where you're in this space where you're just trying to figure out what it is that you want, right? And it could have nothing to do, in other words, it could just have to do with the pragmatics of a situation. As simple as, like, for example, do you want to rent or do you want to buy? Do you want to have a baby or do you want to maybe adopt? Or maybe no children and we just get a dog? That kind of thing. It could certainly be that. But I feel like the energy that you're dealing with is very sort of in the mental and not in the emotional realm right now, and you're trying to figure out what the right thing is for you. But their challenge and their block is a new path, right? This is the Fool energy. Fool is Uranus. Uranus is Aquarius, and Aquarius is ruled by Uranus here. So, it's Uranus energy, and Uranus rules Aquarius. This is about the future. They're very focused on the future, but I feel like this is a challenge for them. They're having a block. They're not able to see, not that, who has a crystal ball really, but they're really having a hard time seeing how all of this can actually work out, right? This is new. There's newness here, right? This is new beginnings. So this isn't a new relationship, it's a new start or approach, and it's doing things differently than before and really going with the flow. But I feel like they're having a challenge doing that because things may seem very sort of unhinged and up in the air, and that's really hard. Because the Fool is a new path, but at least it's a path. They might not see exactly where they're going, but at least, but I don't feel like they even recognize that as being like an option for them, if that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, as the challenge, it just seems like they might be getting tired of waiting as well, right? I'm getting a sort of like apathetic energy here as well. Yeah. And I'm wondering how prepared they actually are. They might be setting, presenting a list of needs, but are they actually able and capable of meeting the very needs that they're presenting that they want you to meet? Are they equal? Are they ready? And I'm saying this, well, first of all, because I'm getting this from the Fool energy as well, their psychology right now. But in the near future, we have the Four of Cups, and that's, again, this is that sort of that apathetic kind of thing, that disillusioned. Will this ever work out? But there's this need to heal past unhealed issues. And maybe you guys are working on it, maybe you're not. Maybe you're doing a piecemeal. I always say we're walking onions, we're not robots, right? But maybe there's still some healing that needs to go, happen on their end as well. Because they could be there like, well, it's never going to work because of A, B, and C. And if you don't do this, it's never going to work. The checklist kind of thing. But they really need to look a little more closely at themselves, And then we have the Knight of Wands as the final outcome energy, which is about, for them, firing up their ambition, their motivation, their passion, and just really wanting to speed things up, not wanting to be in this sort of space anymore. Right? And this does indicate events speeding up as blocks are lifted and decisions coming in, right, in this area of relationship that they've been waiting for to move forward in. And whatever that means, it's just not staying stuck in mud is really like the key here. Let's just pull a Wisdom of the Oracle for them. Blessed. They feel blessed. Scorpio. I feel like you're dealing with a very spiritual energy. We have 7th house of partnerships. We have Jupiter, about luck and expansion. And we have Aquarius, which is about the future. I don't know. It looks good. I do feel like, though, somebody's got like, I don't know if it's cold feet or... I don't know. Capricorn, we have the Boss. So it's, okay, needing to put work into something. Being very cognizant of being too rigid. You don't want to be rigid. They can't be rigid either. You might not be rigid at all. They might be a little rigid in their thoughts. This is really a call to come down to earth and really focus on what really matters. Seriously, like just what really, really matters. And I like the fact that Capricorn's the landlord of the 10th house, and you have this beautiful trine happening between that 6th house where everybody's hanging out that I spoke about earlier with this 10th house. So it's a nice trine there. And that has to do with your public reputation. You're standing in the world. That's also one of the marriage houses. Emotions are running high. We have a super moon. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like emotions are running high. There's definitely something that needs to be discussed, figured out. There's a nervous energy that I'm getting from this. Like I just like a lot of nervous energy, and that obviously that would be North Node in Gemini and Mars in Gemini as well, but a lot of nervous energy about the future right now. So that is what I have for you. I hope this was helpful in some way for this first week of April, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye-bye.